which is the organization supposed to be in the center in front of this particular catastrophe. It's PRO, George AC joins me on the line. Hello, George. Welcome to Eyewitness News. I mean, we've not heard so much from NADMO apart from complaining that you don't have money, you don't have items to distribute, etc. Are you raising items from or relief items from sources? Do you have some funding now to purchase relief items to help, ameliorate the suffering of these victims, who have had to suffer this without any fault of theirs?
Yeah, thank you. I don't know why you say we complained we're not having resources. From the get-go, we've been at the forefront of supplying relief in partnership with DRE and then getting support from other individuals, organizations, and NGOs who are coming in to support with their widow's mite. So there's been consistent supply of relief materials to the affected victims, especially those who have been camped in the safe havens or the evacuation centers. About 20 of them dotted across the affected areas.
So how are you coordinating the efforts? Do you have a central point where, say, if I want to donate to the affected victims, I go to that point, donate to them, and then NADMO then makes a distribution in accord with the needs of the people?
Yes, it's the Mefe District Assembly. That's the point where we take the items. Once you bring it there, it will be received by NADMO, and VRE officers will be there, and the district chief executive. Once it is received, it then goes into NADMO, and then the distribution is done according to the needs assessment and the areas that need supplies at any time. There's another thing. One person he spoke to said some have been affected. The Honourable Member of Parliament. The Honourable Member of Parliament said some people have been affected, but not their homes, but their produce. It's true. Such people, we look out for them, and then we include them in the assistance they're given. Some people were affected in their homes, submerged, but they've moved to live with such people who are in safer areas. Those people are part of the victims. We try to reach them through the assemblymen, the opinion leaders, and then we'll give them some of the relief assistance we are doing. So we are reaching out to everybody that has been affected by this flooding situation.
Yes, so very well. Some of your colleagues, I think the Deputy NADMO coordinator himself told us yesterday or a couple of days ago that NADMO was compiling the list of victims so they can reach out to them. Are we still compiling the list, or we're almost done compiling the list, or we finished?
Oh, no, it's ongoing. Unfortunately for us, the UN organizations have come in, and we've tagged them to do a scientific data collation for us. And they are working on that. That is not to say our collation has stopped. We're still gathering our data, and we'll put everything together. And then, because some NGOs have come in and specifically want to assist children. For instance, the Child Rights International came in yesterday and gave 50,000 Ghana cedis to support the children's welfare, their health, as for the education, because it is on hold now, their health situation, their welfare, and how they are faring in their evacuation centers. And then looking at their security and the need that people will not take undue advantage of them in such situations and abuse them. And so Child Rights has come in with that. There are other organizations that are bringing water and others. Others have called me and my Deputy Director General that they want to bring in more support for the people. So the data is very, very important to assist them to know which specific areas to bring the assistance. Per United Nations standards, there are certain rations that you give to certain age groups in this case. So we are trying to go by those standards.
I see. Of course, as expected from the beginning, we knew that this crisis was going to develop other legs, develop other problems, health one of them. Now we are told that the water, which is gone into some homes and some areas, which has been stagnated. Of course, we know that the water moves through the lake or the rivers or the other water sources. But in some areas, the water has become stagnant, and so it's started producing or developing smell or a stench And the fear is also that, those waters gathered in those areas may soon start breeding mosquitoes. Has this come to the knowledge of NADMO, and what has NADMO been doing about it, if you know about it?
In fact, I've done some interviews, and that was one of my main points. Moving on some of the water, especially when we're crossing to the Citi, to one of the major evacuation centers. The Navy boats will take us across, and you really hear the stench. You really, really hear the stench. And that was worrying to us as NADMO. We're trying to talk to the Ghana Health Service. They are there. They move from point to point to provide health needs service to the victims in the evacuation centers. And so we're trying to get in there. There's a way that we can do something about the stench that is coming out of the water in that area. And you're right. Ghana Health Service is also looking at that. If there's a need for us to bring some spraying or something that can help the situation. The other thing too is with the water situation, VRA, there's another side at Aveibe, which is not that polluted. Where the water pumping machine has been submerged by the water. But they've put in another system that is drawing water, which goes through the treatment plant, and then that will be filled into the water tankers and then serve the communities or the centers. Because as of now, they were moving all the way to Dawa, quite a distance to get water and then come serve the people. With what VRA has done, they can get it from Aveime which is closer to the evacuation centers.
All right. Thank you so much, George. I see. We wish you the very best. We hope that you are able to deal with this in a manner that does not leave the people too devastated. It's a difficulty, but we pray that you will receive the needed assistance to go through this. Eyewitness News on 97.